Okay, welcome back guys to another Python video. Today we're going to start a new series I'm calling WTF is blank. In this case, it's going to be name is equal to main that you might have seen in Python before, or I'm assuming you've seen because you clicked on this video and you're interested in what that entails. If you like this kind of content, feel free to subscribe. That way you don't miss any future content. And I just started up a website. It's just a simple WordPress website, but I plan on making a lot of content on here as well. So if you want more content, feel free to check out my site. It's codingunderpressure.com. I'll link it down below, and maybe you can get more of my insights there if you even care what I have to say. So anyway, yeah, let's hop into what is name equal to main in Python. This series is going to be me trying to explain it as simply as I can in a way that I think you'll understand. So here we go. Let's hop into it. I have VS Code. I have two Python files. We have main.py and importer.py. And I started thinking about this. Maybe we want to name it imported because we're importing it into the main.py, meaning you might have done this before. I can write a function here. So def add 2, and it's going to take in a number. And our function is just going to return num plus 2. Pretty simple, right? So if we pass in 2, it'll return 4. And in our main file, we can say import imported. And then I can do this. I can say imported dot add 2, pass in the number 2. We'll print that out. And hopefully if my math is correct, it'll come out to be 4 when we run this. So py main. And here we go. We get the number 4, which is what we expect, right? What does this have to do with if name is equal to main? Well, if you have more complex functions, you might want to test these out. At least this is something I do. So usually what I do, I have some functions, and then at the very bottom of the Python file, I'll test these out. So I'll also do print add 2. Now, of course, with this being so simple, you don't really need to test this because it's not that hard. But with more complex definitions, you might want to do this. So print add 2, and if we do py imported, we get also what we expect, 4. Cool. And I'm just going to leave this down here because I might want to test it again later. I might want to put new input in here and make sure that also returns what we expect. So I'm going to keep it there. And if I go back to main and we run main again, I just want to make sure it works in here too because I'm very diligent like that. And we run py main.py, we get 2 4s, which is odd, right? Because we just have this print statement. What it's actually doing every time we import something, if there is a piece of Python that's in the main scope, right? So it's not indented in any function or any if statement or anything like that. It's just like this, where it's not a part of anything. It's going to run this every time it's imported. So when I say import imported, it'll import this, and it'll also say, okay, run this as well. We don't want to run that every time we import something. I just want to keep this here for when I test. And that's where that if name is equal to main comes really handy. So what I can do instead of just having this print statement here as a test, I can say if underscore underscore name underscore underscore is equal to the string value underscore underscore main underscore underscore do this. And in that case, this is going to be printing out our test case. So notice down here, if I clear this, we run the main again, we're not going to get 2 4s anymore because it's no longer running this print statement. But why is that? It's because main is our main Python file that we're running. It has nothing to do with the file name being main.py. Maybe that's poor wording on my part, but it just means that imported is not the main Python file being ran. Now, if I ran py imported, .py, that is going to run the if statement because it is the main file being ran, right? We did py imported, and then it says, okay, if that's true, let's run what's inside of this if statement. In our case, it's going to be this print add 2. And then if I also wanted to create another function Up here, I can call this one add 3, and this one's going to do something similar. It's just going to add or return the number passed in plus 3, and then we'll do the same thing. We can print and add 3. We can test this as well. Say, hey, let's make sure this works. So we should get 4 and 5. And as well, it's still in this name is equal to main, so it's not going to run it when this import is imported. So if we do pi.main, we're not going to see 4, 5 as well. Once again, if we remove this entirely and I get rid of this indentation and we run main.py, we're going to see 4, 5, 4 because it's going to import imported, run these two statements, and then run this. And hopefully that all makes sense. It makes sense in my mind, especially when it comes to test cases, right? So feel free to try this out on your own and watch the difference it makes when you put your tests inside of this name is equal to main. And that's all I got for this video. If you liked it, like I said, feel free to subscribe if you haven't already, and I hope to see you in a future video as well.